Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. So, are you taking this seriously yet? Here we are. It's another day, and we're another step closer to World War III. Thanks to three idiots, Putin, Zelensky, and Biden. Okay. Yes, you can probably add in some European and some Australian and God knows what, but the three main players are Putin, Zelensky, and Biden. Why do I say this? Well, let's take a look at a few things that have happened in the last couple of days. Let's start out with yesterday, and the U.S. approved another $12 billion to go to Ukraine. Okay. Then, of course, our illustrious Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, comes out and says that U.S. taxpayers have a duty to defend Ukraine's border from invasion. Really, please explain what duty I have to help them. None. Let me try to explain something to you. The United States taxpayers have a duty to defend the U.S. border from invasion, but we aren't doing that. Why the hell should we worry about some border that's 8,000 miles away? Okay? Why should we worry about rebuilding their electrical grid when ours is a catastrophe? Why should we worry about getting homes for Ukrainians when we don't have homes for Americans? I can go on and on and on and on and on. You guys pretty much know the whole deal there. Okay? So we continue with this. And then, of course, we have Zelensky coming out and threatening Americans who don't want to give money to Ukraine. Literally, okay? I'll read this. He goes, I can tell when he was asked about Americans not wanting to support Ukraine anymore, that we're sick of it, okay? Zelensky's quote, I can tell them only one thing. If they do not change their opinion, if they do not understand us, if they do not support Ukraine, they will lose NATO. Sidebar, who gives a crap, okay? They will lose the clout to the United States, right? They will lose the leadership position that they enjoy in the world. Under this president, that they enjoy for a very fair reason. And they will lose the support of a country with 40 million population with millions of children. Okay, if I go through all this, I don't care about losing the support of Ukraine. You guys mean nothing to us, okay? Losing the clout to the United States, again, don't care. I wish we would lose the clout. I'm sick and tired of being the world's police force. Every time somebody has something go wrong, U.S., come help us, give us money. You know, losing NATO, fine, okay? We can stop pissing away money in Europe that they don't want to spend to protect themselves, and, you know, we can spend the money here to protect ourselves, which is kind of what's needed, right? Okay, so you go on further, right? Let's talk about red lines, everybody's favorite thing. Oh, if you cross this red line, you know, Barack Obama, you know, the red line kept moving because people kept crossing it because he was such a wimp. You know, Joe Biden makes Obama look like Atlas. But here's the deal. Ukraine now is planning a spring offensive to attack Crimea, and the U.S. is warming up to assist. Yeah. That's going to do a whole lot of good. Let's go after what Putin has already said is endgame, okay? If Ukraine wants to go in and be led like lambs to the slaughter going into Ukraine, go for it. Do not expect any of our help, is my opinion, okay? I don't care, period, all right? If Russia takes you over, too fucking bad. You've had, what, 9 years since the 2014 invasion of Crimea, or takeover of Crimea in the first place, to build up your defenses. Did you do it? No, but you bought some mansions and your wife went on a $40,000 shopping spree in 15 minutes. You know, you're training your people with wooden rifles. What'd you do with money for 9 years? Nothing. You expected the rest of the world to pay for your laziness. That's the typical Ukrainian way. Just hate to tell you that. It's a country full of grifters. I'm telling you the truth. If you don't like it, tough, okay? But then let's go one step further. And this is what worries me, because if the U.S. starts helping Ukraine go into Crimea, Russia could be, let's just say, telegraphing some of their ideas. Now, Russia's full of propagandists. So do I. Okay. And there is one on Russia One, the main TV channel, okay, the state-sponsored TV channel, entitled "An Evening with Vladimir Solovyov." Okay, and this guy is the one that portrays all the craziest conspiracy theories that there are. All right, I don't give him a whole lot of credit or credibility, but sometimes, as we all know, conspiracy theorists get proven correct and they turn into conspiracy facts. So over the weekend, you had an interview on Solovyov's program with a retired Russian general, or Russian naval officer, let's put it that way, Konstantin Sivkov. And he talked about using the Sarmat missile, what we call Satan II, okay, and nuking Yellowstone and setting off that volcano. Now, obviously, something like that's never been done, so you can't really tell what the effect of it would be. But even the fact that they are mentioning using a nuclear weapon, even on a propagandist channel, okay, and a target is concerning. This is what Sivkov's comment was. He goes, Sarmat's a special weapon. It's a weapon that can, first of all, in addition to delivering a large number of nuclear warheads to the target, it's also capable with a small block warhead of striking across the South Pole, a global missile. Okay, it is impossible to build an all-looking missile defense system, which means the United States is vulnerable. That's the first point. And the second point is that the Sarmat poses a threat to the most feared facility on the U.S., the Yellowstone volcano. Now, we all know what happens if Yellowstone goes off, right? You can pretty much say goodbye to half of the United States just from the volcano, and then the rest of us would be certainly subject to for all intents and purposes in this scenario, a nuclear winter. But this is the rhetoric that is going on, okay? This is the problem. This is why I'm saying, do you take this seriously? The vernacular is getting ratcheted up and up and up. And eventually, politicians have to put their money where their mouth is. So does Ukraine go into Crimea? Does the U.S. support them? Does Russia decide a nuclear retaliatory strike against the United States is worthwhile? How ready are you for that? I mean, if you live around Yellowstone and a nuke goes off, okay, you're done. Simple, okay? If you live in Colorado, if you live in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, anywhere, North Dakota, South Dakota, chances are you're short-lived, at least. Let's put it that way. But this is the world in which we live in right now. This is how much we have of warmongers and warhawks in Washington. Like I said yesterday, the Democrats know they are losing. Slowly but surely, people are abandoning or rejecting their woke agenda. All right? It's not going to happen overnight, all right? But you're starting to see more and more of this happen. Joe's got to save face somehow. And typical Democrat, the way they do it is going to war. They don't go. They send our kids, us. Like most of you, I ain't fighting Joe's war. Somebody comes on my property, damn straight, I'll fight the UN all day long when they step on U.S. soil. But as for sending troops to Ukraine, hell freaking no. All right? Let the Ukrainians fight themselves. Let the Russians fight themselves, whatever would be. And whoever dies, gee, tough. You made this bed, now you lie in it. Pinball out.